Hi everyone, welcome to my live creative time today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Welcome to another week of crafting. I have got a beautiful card to make with you today with some brand new products, so I hope that you enjoy it. Now, while everybody is finding their notifications that I've gone live, I'm going to call this up on my other devices so I can see everybody's comments. So bear with me while I just get that all set up. Okay, takes a moment just to get everything ready. Okay, so we've got that on my iPad and get that over here on my computer. Just mute. Oh, hang on, let me move that. Mute that. Open that. Oh, good. Everything is set up and honky-dory and ready to go. So that is awesome. I'm going to kick off. I've got my slippers on today. I normally have my sneakers on, but I thought, you know what? Today I'm going to be comfy and leave my slippers on. And it's a bit warm. So just kick those off under the table and get myself all fixed up here. There we go. Okay, all good. So that I don't overheat, because it is a little bit warm in here today, which is lovely. I'm not complaining because I don't like it when it's cold. So yes. All right, well, I have got a few things to share with you. And then we would jump on in to our crafting. Now, if this is your first time with me today, be sure to say hi and let me know where you're watching from. We always like to have new viewers along with us, and we love to know where you're watching from, whether or not that's here in Australia or somewhere from overseas. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you're watching the replay, thank you to you as well. If you're watching live, you'll here on Facebook, you'll actually see the red live button up in the top left-hand corner. If you don't see that, then you're watching the replay. And perhaps you might even be watching this on the replay over on YouTube. So I do upload all of my videos over there. So thank you so much if you're watching over there as well. Feel free to comment. Leave me a comment, and I always like to reply to those, so as best as I can. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you and chat with you, so chat along with me, and yeah, we'll have a great day. So today I'm wearing my new Rosalita brooch. This is one of my more recent ones that I just received a couple of weeks ago, and it's the first time I've worn it today. So yeah, it's a beautiful little red rose, and I just thought the colors went well with what we're going to be creating with today, because we're going to be using a lot of greens, a little bit of red, some golds. I've got some beautiful projects, yeah, some beautiful products and a beautiful project to share with you today. All right, now thank you also to those of you who go over and check out my blog at Mandy's Papercraft Creations.blogspot.com. Here it is here. If you haven't been there, be sure to go over and check that out. There's lots of great things over there, lots of creative inspiration. I've even got what do you call it, like a button at the top that you can click on, sorry, went blank for a moment, to check out all of my upcoming classes and events. I think it's called events actually. So check that out. And in saying that, I do have a class coming up, and it is going to be my Christmas in July card buffet, and it's the RSVP is actually this Wednesday. So you need to, Tuesday, hang on a minute. The 17th, yeah, Wednesday, it is Wednesday. So Wednesday is the last day that you can register. I only have a couple more seats left available in this class. I've already had some people register. So be sure to register by the 17th of July if you would like to come and join us. If you live in Sydney, the class will be held in Western Sydney, so if you're happy to travel, feel free to come and join us. We'd love to have you come and join us. So the event itself will be on the 27th, Saturday the 27th of July from 2 p.m. It's only $25. You'll get to choose 4 cards that you would like to create from a range of different designs that we'll have for you. So with my card buffets, we always have like a lot of different projects for you. We have everything here that you'll need to create the project. The only thing you need to bring is your basic toolkit, like if you have a take your pick tool or a bone folder or your paper snips or scissors, and your own adhesives. Everything else is supplied for you. And we'd love to have you come and join us. And it's a great time to get a head start on those beautiful Christmas projects. So yeah, we'd love to have you come along. Now, if I'm going to actually pop the registration in the comments here. So if you want to go to register, you can just click on that in the comments, and then you can go through to register. So let me just put that up here. Let me find it here. All right, so here is specifically the card buffet one. I'll put that in there in the comments. There you go. So you can go there. You can just click on that and that'll take you through to the registration form. You can check out all of the details, see if that's something that you're interested in, and then you can register right there. I'll then send you an invoice for payment, and then we go from there. So that's going to be awesome. Now we've got a few other things happening at the moment too. We have got bonus days promotion at the moment. So if you've got things on your wish list that you've been waiting for, the time to shop is now. So during July, you can earn coupons with every $90 purchase. So it's a $9 coupon. So basically it's 10% of your order. You will get anything over $90, you will get a $9 coupon, and those coupons you can earn, you can save them up in July. You can earn as many as you like, there's no limit on them, and then in August you get to redeem them for Stampin' Up products. So you get to have a little shopping spree in August, which is awesome. So be sure to check that out. So that's on any order. Any of the current products, current Stampin' Up products, for every $90 that you spend, you'll get another $9 voucher or coupon. They will be emailed to you, so be sure to save those emails or print them out. I always like to print mine out because I like to have the hard copy. And I need to have a sip of my tea. And you'll be able to redeem those, but you must save those emails because I don't get emailed a copy or sent a copy of my customers' coupon codes. Only you get them yourself. So just be sure to save or print those emails. That's hot. I've got my brand new tumbler. I got a new one because I cracked the lid of the other one. I was a bit rough when I was trying to take out the slidey bit to clean it, and it snapped. So which I'd had it for a really, really long time, and I've been using it constantly. So I got a new one, and this is the Starry Sky, and I love the color of this one. And look at that beautiful holographic effect and all the glitter on there. It's really, really pretty. So these are available in the online store if you're looking for them. There's 4 different colors available, and yeah, they're really pretty, and they keep your beverage very, very hot for a long time. So yeah, I can leave my cuppa, especially if you close the lid, if you close the little slider on the lid, it keeps it warm for ages. Like I can leave mine in there for a couple of hours and it's still warm. So hi Helen, how are you? Lovely to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. All right, why is that not coming up on my iPad? Hang on a sec. It is thinking. Let's just reboot that. Oh, I've lost it. All right, let me just go back in. Something funny is happening over here on my iPad. Let's just see if I can bring that back up. There we go. Okay, good. Now I can see comments there. All right, so bonus days is happening. Be sure to check that out. We've got the new online exclusive products, some of which we're going to be looking at today. So I'm excited to share those with you. Just looking where to put this. There we go. pop it over there. Yeah, I'm going to be sharing some of those with you today, so I'm super excited. But there is a range of new online exclusive products. So if you haven't checked them out yet, be sure to go to the online store and click on online exclusive. So you'll see that in the drop down menu on the left hand side. Sorry, I'll go this way. On the left hand side, you'll see it in the drop down menu. Click on online exclusives and all the newer online exclusives will all be at the top. And then if you scroll through, you'll see the older ones. There is also the new Glass Mat Studio, and the Glass Mat Studio for some reason isn't coming up near the top near all the other new products. It's sort of hidden a little bit further down. I don't know why. It's not really alphabetical either, I don't think. But it's kind of slotted in there somewhere. So if you're looking for the Glass Mat Studio, scroll through the pages of the online exclusives and you'll find it. It'll be there. All right, now for anyone who has not yet received one of these beautiful annual catalogs, these are available right now. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you are here in Australia, I would love to get one of these new catalogs out to you. So feel free to get in contact with me and I can get your details and send one of these beautiful catalogs out to you. So you'll see I've got lots of tabs in mine, lots going on. These are kind of my wish list items, or some of my wish list items, and these are all my tabs that help me find things in my catalogue. So yours won't come with all of those on them, of course. I've added them myself. All right, fantastic. Okay, so we might jump into our project. And I'll show you all these beautiful products because, yeah, I don't want to take as long today. Our last 2 weeks have been long videos, so I'm hoping to be able to keep it a bit shorter today. But it's all fun. I don't mind. I love just being here and just crafting with you. But if you are watching the replay and it's a little bit long and you want to cut out the chat, that's fine. Feel free just to fast forward through because not everybody wants to listen to the chat. But while you're here with me, if you are here live with me, say hi and let me know something about your weekend. What did you get up to on the weekend? We had a lovely birthday celebration yesterday for my soon-to-be daughter-in-law. And so we had a lovely little family dinner for her and spoilt her. So that was really lovely to have my son and his fiance over for dinner and be able to spoil her. And yeah, so that was kind of the highlight of my weekend. I don't even remember what I did on Saturday. I have no clue what I did on Saturday. What was the, oh, that's right. I was just doing a little bit of crafting and playing with some of these new products, getting a feel for them. Watched a little bit of Netflix and just had a really cruisy day, which sometimes we need that, don't we? What about all of you? Did anyone do anything exciting that they want to share? Feel free to share in the comments if you'd like to chat with me, chat with each other. Yeah, it always makes it so much more fun. All right, well, I'm going to turn the camera down onto the desk. Feel free to continue to chat, and we're going to have a look at these beautiful new products. All right. Oh, you know what I didn't get out? That's okay. I didn't get my adhesives yet, but they're right there in front of me. I'll grab them in a little bit. So we're going to turn the camera down to the desktop. Now, I am just going to cover up the camera while I do the transition, just so I don't make anybody motion sick, because there is a little bit of transition and things that goes on. So here we go. Bear with me. I'll cover that up. We'll do our little flippity flip, and here we go. Oh, my cable isn't reaching. There we go. That's better. It was just caught there for a moment. Tighten everything up. Bear with me. This is a great time to be chatting with each other or typing anything you would like to in the comments if you've got questions or you want to tell me about something or tell me about your weekend. This is a great time to do it because then once I get this all fixed up, I can go back and look at the comments. There we go. All right. So how is that looking? Hey, I think I got it pretty straight first go today. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. A little tiny bit crooked, but I think we can go with that. All right, now, as I mentioned, we're going to be playing with online exclusive products today, and you can find them in my online store. You can get to my online store either via my blog. There is a shop button on my blog, or you can go to my Stampin' Up website. There is also a shop button there as well. So you can go to either place to find those. Let me just move this down a little bit more. And this is my July host code. So if you are shopping with me during July, be sure to use this host code, and any order that is over $75 will receive a thank you gift from me as well. So yeah, so you'll get, so if you're shopping in July and you're shopping over $75, you'll get a gift from me. You'll also get a handmade card. And then if your order is over $90, you'll also get that coupon code from Stampin' Up as well. So it's a great time to be shopping. Hey Rose, how are you? Lovely to have you with us today. All right, let me show you these beautiful products that we're going to be creating with today. So what we are using is the Seasons of Green and Gold suite. Now, if you haven't seen these are absolutely beautiful products. It's a big bumper suite. It's from the online exclusive. So it's one of the new suites that's been released in the online exclusives. And there's quite a few components to the suite. Now, you can purchase the different items individually. We've got 2 separate stamp and die bundles that you can purchase individually, or you can get all of the suite products together using a single code. All of the information for this you'll find in the online exclusives. I do have a little flyer. I showed, oh, actually, got an extra one there. I showed this flyer in the last couple of weeks, so you might have heard me or seen me show that. This has got some of the information on it as well, but I just kept that to the side so that if anyone asks me any questions, I've got it as reference right there, because it is in the online store. All right, so let's start with the stamp and die bundles first, and then we'll look at the embellishments, the ribbon, the designer series paper, and there is also beautiful vellum. So I'm going to try and use as much of the products as I can today. In fact, I'm just going to grab that ribbon. I'm just reaching over to grab the ribbon and the embellishments. There we go. All right, so now it is well, it looks Christmassy when you first look at it, this suite, but you can use parts of this suite for other projects as well, not just Christmas. I'll explain as we go. So let's look at the golden greenery bundle first. So this is part of the suite. So we have stamps and dies. There's 2 sheets of dies. I'll open those in a moment. But we've got this stamp set here. So you've got lots of greenery here, and then you've got the bells in the 2 different sizes, and you've got some berries. So bells, usually people would use them for Christmas cards, etc. But the greenery, you can use that for anything. You can use that for any type of card. It doesn't have to be for Christmas. Now, this is a 2-step stamp set. We're going to be using it today, so I'm going to show you how to use it in the 2-step technique. But basically, you've got the detail, and then you've got the solid image. So we usually stamp the detail a bit darker, the solid image a little bit lighter. We overlay them, and it just gives you that depth of color in your project. And you can even change up the colors as well. You might want to do one color for the stems and the detail, and another color for the leaves, depending on your project. So each of these images is a 2-step. Okay, you can just use the single element if you want to. You have that option as well. Now, they are shown at 75% on the stamp case. I've actually got all of them out, I think pretty much, yep, I've got all of them out of the cases on my blocks. So I will show you the difference in the sizes. So here, for instance, is the image of the leaf, the pine leaf. and that's shown at 75%. This is the actual size of it, so you can see how much bigger the actual images are. Okay, so you'll notice that as we go along with the other ones. I won't show all of them, but just a couple of them to give you a bit more of an idea. So you can kind of see. It's a little bit hard to see with nothing behind them, so if I put that onto a white piece of paper, you can probably see that a bit better. Okay, so you can see they're quite a bit bigger, which is awesome. All right, now the dies. Oh, I wanted that piece of paper over that side. The dies that coordinate are the Golden Greenery dies. There's 2 sheets of dies in here. Let's just move the other one out of the way at the moment. And I've left them on the sheets that they came in for the moment, and I've just done, I've taken a fine tip Sharpie marker and I've just gone around the outside of each of the dies. Oh, I'm losing my adhesive. There we go. These ones will probably make their way onto a magnetic sheet. But I have drawn around the outside of each one. You can even do it with a ballpoint pen, so that I know where my dies go, so they all fit back on their sheet, and also so that I know if I'm missing any. So we've got all of these dies. So we've got dies that cut out each of the images, plus we've got additional dies. So these ones are the ones that cut out the images from the stamp set. And then we've got some additional single berries that you can die cut out. And then these ones on this sheet are all additional dies that are, what do you call them? Like freestanding dies. Excuse me. So that is great. And these can be used on any project, which is awesome. So there you go. So that's the first set. I'll leave the dies out of the packet because we are going to be using those today. Now you'll notice that with the Golden Greenery stamp set, there are no sentiments. Okay, so you can use whatever sentiments either you already have in your stash, or there is a coordinating set of stamps and dies. This is the Greetings of the Season stamp set. These ones are shown at 85%, so they are a bit larger, but lots and lots of beautiful seasonal greetings on there. And then these dies, oops, that came out too. I just scanned these on my printer so that I had, rather than drawing around these ones with my Sharpie marker, because I was in a hurry to do this one today, I just quickly scanned it, printed that out, and I keep that here in the packet so that I know exactly where my dies go and which ones should be in the packet. But we've got all these fantastic label dies in this one. How many are in this one? Let's have a look. There are 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, I was just checking. I just remembered that one of the stamp cases, and it wasn't this one, it was a different one, had the wrong number printed on it. So I was just double checking. So 9 amazing tag dies in this one. We're going to be using some of these today as well. They do already have the little holes in them that you can use to thread ribbon or twine. But if you don't want to use them to thread ribbon and twine, you can just cover them up in different ways with either layers or with putting your embellishments over them. And yeah, so I will show you a few ideas of how to do that today. Now, there is another stamp set that does coordinate. It's in similar fonts to this one, but it's more of an everyday greeting stamp set. And it does coordinate with these dies as well. It's a standalone stamp set, so you can purchase it separately. It's also been released in the online exclusives, and I forgot to pull it out. Let me grab it off my shelf. I have to find which one it is. Here it is. I have to find which shelf I had put it on. So this is the Everyday Greetings stamp set. So you can see it's in the same sort of fonts, but you've got lots and lots of different occasion occasional stamps that you can use here. So pretty much between these two, yeah, you can do so many different events. But again, they will coordinate with these dies. Okay, so there's a couple of different options for you. So we're going to be using this one today, the Greetings of the Season, so I'll keep that one aside as well. Okay, so let's go on to the ribbon and bling, and I'm going to show you the paper last. This ribbon, I haven't even opened it yet, so I'm going to open it with you. This is the Very Vanilla, where is the name in English? Here we go, satin ribbon. It's 3/4 of an inch wide or 19 millimeters, so it's quite a wide ribbon. I believe it's quite soft, but I haven't actually opened it yet, so I'm opening it with you right now. Let's just carefully cut off that plastic protective layer there. And oh, it is very soft. It's a very, very soft satin ribbon. So isn't that just beautiful? Very, very pretty ribbon. So that will tie. Let's try tying a bow with this. I haven't played with it yet, so let's have a go and see how our bows tie with this. Oh, they tie very easily, actually. Beautiful. So because it's so wide, you might not want necessarily a bow in this ribbon on your card, or you might like big bows. You might just like to use it as an extra element, but yeah, that ties beautifully. You could also use this on your gift packaging as well, because it's a nice width for gift packaging too. So that is a beautiful, beautiful ribbon. Very, very soft for a satin ribbon, actually. That's really lovely. Quite happy with that. So we might see if we can incorporate a little bit of that today. And then we've got the cherry cobbler and pearl adhesive backed berries. That's a big mouthful, isn't it? And did I already open these? Yes, I chopped the top off the packet. There we go. Now I've already used a few of these in a card that I made on the weekend, but you can see there you've got the single berries in the red and the clear, and then you've got the trio which are already adhered together. So aren't they just so beautiful? So really nice to have those berries. All right, let's look at this gorgeous paper. Hey Julie, how are you? Great to have you with us. Okay, and this beautiful paper is 12 by 12 inches. Hang on a sec. Now, let me see if I've got all of the sheets here. There's 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6 double-sided designs. We've got the different greens in here, and we've got that beautiful gold foil. You can see that shimmering in the light there, which is in all of the papers. So that is these are absolutely stunning. We've got lots of the different leaves here as well. And this sheet here coordinates with some of the dies. So the bells coordinate. I think the leaves coordinate with this one as well. So you can use your dies from the die set to die cut some of those out as well, which is awesome. I love this one. Look at this one. It's really beautiful. It's got all of the greenery sort of built in there together. We've got some old olive, some garden green. We've got, what have I missed? Mossy meadow, vanilla. We've got a vanilla base on this one, and we've also got white as well. So we've got white and vanilla used in there together, which is really nice. And let's have a look on the other side. The other side, we've got flat designs in more sort of muted tones. But as you can see by some of these designs, you could use these on other projects that are not necessarily Christmas, because you've got, yeah, these are very universal sort of patterns on this side. So, but even on this one here and this one here, and even these, like you can use these ones for anything. This one here with the bells is really the only one that's really predominantly screams Christmas to me. All the other, which is upside down right now. Hang on, let me flip them. There we go. All the other images on there you can use for anything. So very versatile, beautiful paper. Now you do get 12 sheets in the pack. I've just shown you half of the pack there. I've already chopped into some of mine, so yeah. All right, and the other thing we have is this beautiful pack of vellum. So I'll give you the name of the designer series paper first. The designer series paper that we just looked at is called the Seasons of Green and Gold 12 by 12 Specialty Designer Series paper. Let me know if you need any of the codes for any of these products, or you can just search the name in the online store if you're looking for them. Okay, and this is the Graceful Greenery Vellum. So again, you can get this as part of the suite, or you can purchase it individually. Sorry for the sound, I didn't have them opened ahead of time. And we'll have a look at these. Now there are 6 sheets, so there's 3 designs, and you get 2 sheets of each of the designs. So let me just pull out one of each and I will show those to you. There we go. All right, so we might have a look at these one at a time because that will make them easier to look at. So let's put those ones over there. I'll pop a little piece of white paper underneath as well, so you can see the difference in the, you'll see the images really pop when you put them on white, or probably vanilla as well. We'll lift them. Now these can be die cut with your dies as well, so that's really versatile as well. We might even do a little bit of that today. I haven't cut into this yet, so I'm excited to use it, but it is beautiful just on its own or with a bit of white behind it, depending on what colors that you're using. So that's the first one. And then we've got this one, which is more of an opaque, but it's got a little bit of a distressed finish to it, which is a bit hard to see on the white. So let me grab a piece of green. Find where I put it. Oh, trying to pull it out without dropping everything. There we go. Now you can really see it pop on the mossy meadow. So isn't that awesome? Like, it looks like a really, it's got that real textured sort of effect to it, which is beautiful. And then we have this design, which is those other leaves, and we've got little white berries on there as well. So they will both die cut with the dies, or actually the 3. We've got the 2 different types of leaves and the berries as well. I do believe that they will die cut with the dies, which we might check today too. So there you go. So that's the vellum as well, all part of the suite. So simply stunning. Okay, now let me just rearrange everything over here again, and we will get crafting. Now I have a project, sorry, my nose is starting to drip. Oh, wedding bells. Yes, Rose. That is a great idea. I hadn't actually thought of that. Yes. So they could be used for Christmas or for weddings. Great idea. Thank you for that. I hadn't even thought of that. Oh my goodness. See, all you clever people give me all these wonderful, great ideas. Yeah, love that. Hey, Dimity, great to have you with us. All right, so we're going to be using some of these papers today. Now, we are going to be using, we're not actually using the really pretty decorative side today. We're going to be using the other side. Now, you could change the design of this card up, and you could, or actually, you know what? We might use one of the gold designs with the greenery. Let's do that, and we'll mix and match that. But you can do it you can do this design in any different way. I had kind of chosen these 3 green ones, but let's mix this up and let's use this one. Now, let me see if I've got some already cut. Just that? No, that's the same. Okay, I was just checking. Actually, is that the same length? No, that is the one that I already had cut into. I thought I'd already cut into that one. Okay, so we're going to use this one in the center, or actually, you know what? Why don't we use today this one? Let's use this one, because this one I made a card on the weekend using that one. So let's use this one in the middle, and then we might use some of this one. And where did that other florally one go? This one. Oh, we could use this one. We'll use this one. So I need three different patterns. Okay. Feel free to craft along with me if you'd like to, or just feel free to sit back and relax. So we could do that way, or oh, those three look good too, don't they? We might go with those three. All right. Okay, so what we're going to need is we're going to need some strips. In fact, that one goes, that design to me, I feel like that goes that way. Yeah, okay, that's all good. All right, so we need some strips. So we're going to be cutting 3 strips, and they're going to be 2.5 centimeters by 12.85. So we're going to start with the strips before we even start with the card base. Okay, so 2.5, so looking here on my trimmer at 2.5 or 2.5, and actually let me just check the length. Is that going to be the right, am I going to have enough length there? What did I say? 12.85. Yes, I will have plenty of length. Okay, cut the width first, 2.5. There's our first one. And let's see, can I get, what's the width of this one? What do I need? 12.85. No, that won't be long enough. Okay, we'll have to go this way. Okay, 2.5. In fact, you know what I might do? Oh no, that should be okay, 2.5. Never mind. Oops, yep, no, it will. Okay, because 2.5 is such a small measurement, I'm actually going to use the 2.5 on the right-hand side, because you've got between a few millimeters up to just over 3.5. I think you've got up to 3.7 on the right-hand side. So I think I'm actually going to use the 2.5 on that side. The reason being, I've got a larger edge here that can hold my paper in place, because if I try and do it this way, I've got all this paper over here, but I've only got this little ledge here to hold my paper in place. So if I go this way, then it's more stable because I've got it pushed up against that edge. Does that make sense? Whoops, don't want to push it too hard though. There we go. Okay, 2.5, and the last one with our lines. I think I want my lines going across rather than up and down. And I'm just going to turn it around this way. And I'm doing the same. I'm using 2.5 on the right-hand side, using that measurement there. There we go. And then we'll trim up the length. So we want 12.85, or you can do it at 12.8 if you want to. I'm just being super precise, so that I end up with a 1 centimeter border all the way around my strips. Now, this card, the starting point of this card was inspired by one of the card templates or layouts on page 22 of the annual catalogue. Have you seen them? But I am changing it up a little bit. So that was my starting point. All right, so we've got our 3 strips. We're going to have the gold in the middle. I'll probably go this way, I think. So we'll have that one, and that one like that on the card. You can have strips in the same pattern. Hey Jenny, great to have you with us. You can have strips in the same pattern, or you can mix it up like I have and have different patterns. But I wanted to sort of use as many different patterns as I could. All right, so we're going to pull out our card base and decide what color card base we're going to have. I think I'm going to go with the Mossy Meadow. And just move my keyboard. So I've got some different colors here. I've got some very vanilla. I've got some old olive, some garden green, and I did have, there it is. No, I did have some Mossy Meadow. There it is. I pulled that out because we were using it before. I had some Mossy Meadow. So I think we're going to go with the Mossy Meadow. You could even go probably with the vanilla if you wanted to. Or maybe even the garden green. We'll see. Okay, I'll put these other ones to the side. And yes, I thought I had a smaller piece of the Mossy Meadow as well. Oh, there it is. I did, but it's not a full card front. I mean, it is just a card front. It's not enough for a card base. So that's okay. We are going to cut a card base. But before I do that with the Mossy Meadow, I just want to see what it would look like on the garden green. Because the garden green could work as well, because the garden green is in the papers as well. So I'll just have a look and see. Ooh. Yeah, so it could go on garden green, but let's cut a base with the Mossy Meadow and see how it looks on that. And then I'll decide which one I like best. And I'm absolutely melting. My heating is working very well today. And it's probably because I'm talking too. I always get a bit warm when I'm talking. Do you all get warm when you're talking to people? Get a bit hot? I find I do. So if ever I'm chilly, I should just start talking to people, shouldn't I? And then it will warm me up. All right, so just folding that card base, using the edges of my trimmer to help me there to get it lined up nice and straight. Okay, so that's what it looks like on the garden green. So let's have a look how it looks. Actually, I've got a little bit of an edge there. I must have cut the paper on the opposite side when I was using it yesterday. I'll have a look how it looks on the Mossy Meadow. Oh, this one's got a bit of an edge as well. Just depending on, I know you can't see that on camera, but I can actually feel that. If you get a little bit of an edge on your paper when you're cutting it, because sometimes when you're cutting it, you're cutting it, it'll push the paper down into the track. So you get like a bit of an edge on the opposite side to what you've cut it. So if you have a bone fold, you just run it along the edge as you saw me just do on a flat surface, and it just flattens it down and takes away that little edge. Sometimes if it's a really patterned paper, you wouldn't notice, but sometimes with cardstock you can notice. So yeah, oh, I like it better on the Mossy Meadow. Yes, I think it's going to be the Mossy Meadow. Yeah, I think I like it on the Mossy Meadow, but it did look quite fine on the garden green as well. So you could use either color. And we also do have in here old olive, but I think this one is very old olive in the base of the paper, so it would probably blend a little bit too much. All right, so that is our first step. So I can actually probably stick those down now, but we'll do the other components first before we do that, but already looking fantastic. All right, now we're going to use some of the dies to make another layer. Well, actually, we're going to be using creating a couple of layers. Then we're going to be doing some stamping, and I'm going to show you how to use those two-step stamp sets. I want to use this one here, this large one. I'm going to make another layer, and then we're also going to be using this one for another layer, and then this long one for our sentiment. Oops, so we're going to be using 3 of those dies, and in fact I've picked up the wrong stamp set because I want the sentiment one. this one. Okay, so first of all, we just want some layers. So I think I'm going to do, for this one, I think I'm just going to do a very vanilla layer. And then with this one, I might actually do a vellum layer. One of the, we'll see how the vellum looks, and then this one will be vanilla again with the sentiment. All right, so let's grab, what we might do is stamp our sentiment first, and then we can cut the two very vanilla pieces. So this one here is, because it's a narrow sentiment, it will fit these ones here. Okay, it won't fit any of these other fancier fonts because it's a little bit too narrow. Okay, so we're just going to do a straight greeting on this one. So I think I'm going to use Happy Christmas, or you could use Merry Christmas. So let's pull those stamps out. We use Merry Christmas. So we've got Merry and Christmas. All right, now I haven't used these stamps before, so we're going to give them a clean. I'll just grab one of my long blocks and we'll grab our cardstock. Now I have a little piece of offcut from some that I was using on the weekend, so we're going to try stamping onto this one. And I'll see if I can get my Merry and Christmas lined up. Now I might grab a little bit of grid paper to help me line those up. This is a small grid paper. The small grid paper unfortunately isn't available anymore, but we do have the large grid paper, which is it's around about A3 size. I'm not sure of the actual measurement, but it's around about A3, and it's yeah, very large and covers a good gives you a good coverage on your desk is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to use the grid lines to line up my sentiment so that I can get this nice and straight, and I'm going to put them quite close together. There it is. Sorry if I've got my head in shot at the moment. I'm just trying to see where those grid lines are to get that lined up nice and straight. There we go. I think these ones need to come down just a little bit. There we go. So I've used those grid lines to line that up on the paper there. And now I'm going to take my block to the stamp. Is it straight? I think it is. And pick that up. All right. Now I'm going to give them a clean first before I use them. And then we might do a little test on our grid paper first before we stamp with them. Now I was deciding whether or not I would use one of the greens or whether I would use some gold embossing, but we might do a test first with the Mossy Meadow. Just see if I got that lined up. Oh, I didn't stamp that very well, but yes, I have got that lined up quite well, so that's good. Oh, I think I need a bit more juice on my Mossy Meadow ink pad. Let's try that again. There we go. Yep, good. All right, let's stamp that onto our Very Vanilla. Let's make sure I get this inked up really well. See how I'm moving my stamp around my ink pad to make sure that I get a good coverage of ink, because sometimes when we use our ink pad in the same spot all the time, such as in the middle, it wears the ink out in that spot. So it's a good idea to, when you're stamping, to move your stamp around on your ink pad so that you're not using up all the ink just in one spot. Otherwise, then just grab your ink refill and just top up your ink pad in those spots with your ink refill where it's a little bit dry. There we go. Okay, good. All right. So let's have a look and see. Yep, beautiful. Look at that. Our die will wrap around that beautifully. It'll go that way actually. Had it upside down, but you get the gist. Okay, and we need to leave a little bit of a, so we're going to use some embellishments on the ends here, so we'll leave a little bit of a gap for the embellishments. I'm going to pop some washi tape on that to hold it in place so that it doesn't move when I'm die cutting, because I've got that lined up nicely now. So we'll just hold that there in place. Okay, and that's ready to die cut. All right, let's bring in our mini. And we'll die cut our sentiment label first, and then we're going to die cut the label, the other bigger label. Okay, so here we go. Let's put that through our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Love my little mini. So much easier for me to move around than the large one. Sometimes we need the large one though. And there we go. There we've got our beautiful label. Now you'll notice that I've got the little hole there. So you can choose to either use that to put ribbon or twine through, or as I said before, you can cover it up with embellishments if you don't want to use that for twine. So I'll show you how we're going to use that in a little bit. All right, I'll just take this out of here so I can reuse that washi. And I'll put my die back on my die sheet so I don't lose it. Okay, so now I want to die cut this big one. I'm going to do this one in vanilla as well. And I've got a sheet here. I'll just cut that. I'll just quickly cut that down to size so that that will fit through the mini machine. There we go. Okay, die cut that big one. Just a little pop there at the end where we've got that straight edge because I didn't have it at quite enough of an angle. Usually if you've got a die that has a straight edge, it's a good idea to put it at a little bit of an angle so you don't get that, that pop. There we go, and you see it's got that beautiful stitching around the edges, and again we've got the hole in the top there for threading some ribbon or twine. Okay, get rid of those extra little bits of cardstock. All right, now I haven't decided on what color I'm going to make the other layer yet. So let's just have a look. We'll just lay these down here. I should probably adhere these ones because they're going to keep moving around. So we'll have that there. Then we're going to have a different one here, which we have to decide on what we're using here. And then that's going to be our sentiment label across the middle there like that. So this one I feel like it needs to be either a pattern piece. We are going to be using some of the stamped images as well. So this one either needs to be a patterned piece or some of the vellum. So we might come back to that. All right, so let's adhere these ones down so that they stay put. Now I want to have my ruler nearby because I want to make sure that I have a 1 centimeter border all the way around. Okay, so I'm going to start with let's start with the left-hand side one and we'll work across. Oh, this glue is running. This bottle is very full, so it's running quite quickly. I'll just spread some of that. We don't want it to ooze. Okay, now I'm just going to turn my card. So my card is opening that way. I'm just going to turn it this way so that I can work out where I want to have this paper, and I'm measuring 1 centimeter in from the edge and I know that it's going to be 1 centimeter from the top. So it's going to go there and about there. Okay. So try and line that up. And before I press it down, I'm just going to remeasure again, just to make sure. It needs to go up just a little bit. And because I've used the multi-purpose liquid glue, it gives me that opportunity to just slide it around till I get it in the right spot. Now, I don't always measure so precisely when I'm doing my cards, but because I'm using strips and I want to make sure that they are evenly spaced, I am using my ruler today, so I'm being a little bit more precise than what I would normally be. Sometimes some projects call for that, and other times you can just slap it down. It doesn't really matter where it goes. Well, not slap it down, but you know what I mean. Sometimes we don't need to be quite so precise. Okay, so I'm going to do the same again on this side. So just place it lightly there. I think it's got to go up a bit. Turn it around till I get it where I can work with it. So 1 centimeter, slide it up this way. And 1 centimeter across this way. And this way. Come on. That's why you've got to kind of work a little bit quickly, but that's why you need to put a lot of glue on the back so that it will slide around. If you don't put quite enough glue, it doesn't actually slide as easily. There we go. Okay. There we go. And then the middle one is much easier to line up because you've got the other two as your guide then. Now, if you struggle with getting things straight, either use a ruler like I just did, or purposely put things crooked. So then it doesn't matter if they're not straight. Make it look like you meant it to be crooked. There we go. Okay, so that is the basis of our card. That's our first layer. Having those 3 strips. They look cool just as they are, don't they? So if you wanted to, if you didn't have these dies, so this layer is going to be the next layer on top, but if you didn't have dies, you can just cut a rectangle. And I had a test piece here just from scrap paper earlier that was 7 centimeters by 10 centimeters. Okay, so you can just cut a simple rectangle and have a simple rectangle layer. And that is actually the card layout that was from page 22 on in the annual catalogue. I'll show you. If you go to page 22, here we go. Here it is down here. I've got it labelled as number 17 because I've counted them across this way. So that's the sketch there on page 22. If you don't have one of these annual catalogues and you would like one and you're here in Australia, let me know. I'd love to get one out to you. Hey Jody, how are you? Lovely to have you with us. So that's the sketch there that I was following, but instead of having a rectangle, I'm just putting my catalogue down, we are changing that up and we're going to have a label layer instead. It's actually not that different to that size. It's just a little bit smaller, as you can see there. So it's pretty close to, yeah. So just changing it up a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to have that one and this one, this one, which we need to decide on. Okay, so let's pull out some of the vellum, because I'm thinking now I've got to find it because I've buried it under everything. All right, so we've got the 3 sheets, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so this one could be, I kind of feel like it needs to be more of a pattern, so probably not that one. But maybe it could be that one or that one. I'm thinking something more leafy like that, up the other way, of course, to go across the middle there. But then we have to think about how we're going to adhere it as well, because it is vellum and vellum is opaque. Oh, excuse me, got a tickle today. So maybe, I'm just looking at the different portions here to see what would be a good portion to use across there. So if we had that there like that, and then we had that across the middle, how would that look? It would look nice, but I don't know. Do I want to see the label there behind that panel? Let's die cut one and we'll see. We'll use right down in the corner here. I'll just cut a little piece of the vellum out from around that. And yes, I am just going to hack it with my scissors. My daughter is watching. Close your eyes, Amber. She'll be having a heart attack. Taking to my paper with scissors. There we go. Normally when I have designer series paper, I often will cut the sheet in half at 6 inches so that I've got 2 even pieces to work with. But because with this vellum it die cuts with the dies, I kind of don't want to do that in case there's some of the images that I want to use for die cutting later on. So that's why I just took to it with my scissors today. All right, so we might just die cut that. Get my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So we are building this card as we go, and in a moment I'm going to show you. So we want to get a couple of, I'm trying to get some different colors in here so that it's not all the one color. That looks good, doesn't it? We've got some of the darker and some of the lighter, or that way. That way would be good, actually. I like that. Yeah, we're going to do some stamping in a moment. I'll show you how to use some of those 2-step stamps. I do already have some that I've pre-done because I made some extra ones yesterday, which we possibly could use, but we'll see how we go because I wanted to show you how to use those stamp sets. Now, because vellum is sort of like it's not paper, this needs to go in the rubbish bin, not in your recycling. So just keep that in mind. It can't be recycled. Okay, so we've got that layer, and then we have that layer, and then that is going to be over the top. Yes, that will look great. In fact, I'm going to turn that over the other way because of the hole there and the hole here. Although I'm going to cover them both up, so it probably doesn't really matter. Yeah, that will be pretty. Nice. Okay. All right. Yep. Happy with how that's looking so far. All right. Let's do some stamping. Pop my die back on the die sheet, and we'll get out our 2-step stamp set. All right. I have a sip of my tea. Okay. So I have got some that I've prepared earlier, and I've also even got some die cut pieces from the other dies as well. But I'm going to show you how to stamp these. We might use some, let's see, let's do some garden green and some old olive. Because we've got the mossy meadow base, we don't want anything sort of melting into the background of the card base. Now I've got the stamps already mounted up onto my blocks, but I'm going to show you how to stamp the different ones. So I'll bring in some Very Vanilla, and I'm going to trim this down a little bit. Oh, you just received my card, Jenny. Oh, that's great. I'm glad you did. That's great. All right, so I love sending my cards out to people and brightening their days. That's why I make them. Well, I love to share my creativity, of course, with other people, but I also love to shine a bit of sunshine into other people's days. So I love that we are able to do that with our beautiful cards. All right, let's start with, let's see, let's do the big pine leafy one first. Okay, so first of all, oh, there we go. First of all, you can do it either way, either which way you like. You can stamp the detail first, or you can stamp the solid shape first. Now we're going to be doing a little bit of stamping off, so I have got some scrap paper here as well. I'm going to stamp. Oh, I got a bit of ink on there. Have I got that on? Ah, I've got it on my thumb. That's why, and on my finger. That would be why. Let me just grab my chamois, and I'll just clean my fingers on my chamois. Have I got any on that one? No, just this one. I must have got that on my fingers when I opened up my ink pad. It's all good. I'm going to stamp the detail first, but you might like to do it the other way around. So I'm going to stamp this at full strength, and I'm using the garden green. So just make sure you get a good coverage. See how I'm moving my stamp around on my ink pad to make sure I get it nice and inky. There we go. All right, so I'm going to stamp the detail first. I'm using a large block for this one because it's a long stamp. I'm not actually using my Stampin' Pierce mat today. Or maybe I should have, because I didn't stamp that very well. This is an eye block. That's okay. I'm not going to worry too much about that. Now, with this one, we're going to ink up our solid stamp. Then we're going to stamp off on our scrap paper. I'll move this over a little bit so you can see. I feel like I'm working off the edge of the camera. I'm going to quickly just stamp off a little bit of that ink, and then we're going to line it up over the detail. Just got my hand in that. We're going to line it up over the detail of the first stamp. Line that up. Line up the stem, and then press that down. Now, if you don't get it lined up exactly perfect, it doesn't matter because you've got the detail there. Now, see how we've got the detail? We've got the light and the dark going on in there. But because of the design of the stamp, it means that if you're a little bit off with your stamping, it's not quite lined up, you can usually get away with it quite well. So I just love that. That looks beautiful. So let's do another one. We'll do it the other way around this time. Let's stamp the solid shape first. So ink it up. Quickly stamp off on your scrap paper to remove a little bit of that ink. Actually, let's turn this up that way. Utilize a bit more of our cardstock. There we go. Again, I'm not using my piercing mat. I should probably have that underneath and get a better stamped image. There we go. And then we'll take our detail and we're going to be stamping that in. So we call this second generation because we've stamped it off once and then we've used the second stamping of ink, or the second layer of ink, I suppose. We call that second generation. But this time I'm just using first generation because I've inked it up and I'm using it straight away. I find it harder to line it up doing it this way. I like stamping the darker part first and then the lighter image over the top. Yeah, it depends on how you prefer to do it. I find it doing it this way a little bit harder to line up. Yeah, and I do feel too that I got a better stamped image with the first one, doing the deeper color first and then the lighter color over the top. But depends on what you're going for. But aren't they beautiful? They look really beautiful. All right, we might stamp one more. This time I'm going to do the darker image first. So our first generation stamping. So we'll do our first gen. This is our first step of our two-step stamping. Press that down nice and firmly. There we go. And then we're going to do our second generation. So we're going to stamp the first generation off onto our scrap, and then we're using the second generation as over the top of our first image. Line that up. Just take your time to line that up and press firmly. Oh, you clean your fingers on your chamois as well, Janelle. Yeah, it comes in handy, doesn't it? There you go. See, I like the image of these two. I think it's I think it gives a nicer effect, but it depends on how you like to stamp your images. All right, so that's the first one. Oh, we'll leave our ink out. I'll give those stamps a clean on my chamois. So I like to stamp off the excess ink first onto my scrap paper, just so I'm not taking as much ink to my chamois. As you see, the chamois does stain, but it still cleans. So long as you rinse that surface ink out, it still cleans your stamps beautifully. There we go. Got all that ink out. And it is important to clean your stamps straight away after you use them, so that it reduces the amount of staining on your stamps, especially on your photopolymer. All right, so we've got some beautiful pine leaves or fir. I don't know, are they fir trees or pine trees? I don't know. I think they could be either. All right, another piece of Very Vanilla. And this time, let's do this one here. So let's do this in a different color. Let's do this one in Old Olive. I think I need to re-ink my Garden Green. I probably need to re-ink a lot of these ones. So this is our detail and this is our solid image. So let's do our detail first. That's going to be in our first generation with the darker color. Ink that up. I'm just checking I'm getting a good ink coverage on those stamps. Now I did use these ones on the weekend, so they have been cleaned already. Okay, so there's our stems, and then we're going to stamp the detail. So moving that around on our ink pad, get a good ink coverage. Okay, we want second generation this time, so stamp off quickly on our cardstock, or on our scrap paper I should say, and then line this up, looking at the stem, looking at where those flowers are. And I've picked up the wrong one, I think. That's not the right one. It's this one. I was thinking, wait, that's not lining up. Why is that not lining up? It's this one. So it's this one and this one. I had picked up the wrong stamp. Okay. Let's try that again. I was thinking, why is that not lining up? Ah, that's looking better. There we go. Okay. There we go. And second generation over the top. There we go. And see now how we've got that depth of colour. So you've got the stem and the base of the flowers a little bit darker, and then the tops of the flowers are a little bit lighter. I'm going to pull out my Stampin' Pierce mat and see if I get a nicer image using that. See if it makes much of a difference or not. Okay. Let's do another one. Which is the one I didn't want to use now? That one and that one go together. That one is the other one. Okay. I'll just give this one a clean that I'm not using so that I'm not mixing myself up. I'll put that one aside. We'll stamp that one in a moment. Okay. Let's go again. There we go. So first generation. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then our leaves of our flowers, or our, well, I guess this is actually the flower part, isn't it? Because this is the leaves and the detail. Okay, so we're going to quickly stamp off. When you're doing your stamping off, you don't want to hold your stamp too long on that scrap paper because it will absorb too much ink. So just do a really quickly tap on your scrap paper. There we go. Beautiful. All right, so we've got 2 lots of that one. Let's give these ones a clean and we'll stamp the 3rd image. Has anybody else tried 2-step stamping before? Or maybe I should ask, has anybody not done 2-step stamping before? Let me know in the comments if you have or you haven't done 2-step stamping before. All right, and the other, let me see if I've got some of the other one stamped. I do. Let's do some in, I'll do this one in Mossy Meadow. So I know that I've already got one stamped in Garden Green. So this one and this one. Yep, they're the ones. Now, can I fit one on here? Oh, yep, I can do one up there. All right, so this time I've got Mossy Meadow. And again, I'm going to do the outline first, or not the outline, the stem and the details. There we go, that's nice and dark. Oh, this one needs re-inking as well. I think all my greens need re-inking at the moment. I should have done that before I started today. Okay, let's move this one around. Although this one looks pretty inky. Maybe I just didn't ink it up properly. Stamp off and then over the top. There we go. Beautiful. So there you go. So you can see the 3 different leafy sort of designs that we have there. And in fact, these 2 look quite close in color, don't they? I think this one needs a bit more ink in the ink pad. All right, and now we've got the bells. So I'm going to use some pecan pie for the bells. Let's get some of this ink off. Give them a clean. Okay, now the bells are, I find, a little bit trickier to line up. Just use this one here. Now we've got the large bell and the small bell. Let's see if I've got some of both stamped, I think, already. Yeah, so I'll just quickly show you with the small bell because I've got some of the large bells already done. But these ones can be a little bit trickier to line up just because the image sort of, I'll show you anyway. So this time for this one, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to do the lighter color first. So again, stamp, ink up my stamp, and I'm using, what did I say? Pecan pie. Stamp off the detail and then stamp on the cardstock. And then with the detail, it's going to be first generation. So ink that up and stamp over the top. Now this time we need to line this up. And it's a little bit tricky to line it up and I always get it off a little bit, but that's okay because we die cut that. Now let's try it the other way around. So let's do the detail first and then stamp off. Whoops, do that again. Stamp off and then line that up over the top. There you go. So you can do it either which way, whatever suits you best, whatever you find is the easiest. Yeah, it just depends on how you like to do it. And I do have ink on the edge of my block now. Oh, that's okay. That's what it looks like first generation. That's second generation. So if I stamp the detail over the top, so I'll do this one first. Okay, and then I'll show you on this one, if I hadn't stamped off, see how you lose the detail? So that's why you need to stamp off the solid image first. You could use a darker color. So if I changed ink pads to say an early espresso, let's try that. So do first generation in that, and then I'll grab my early espresso And we'll see how it looks like in that. I haven't tried it in this colour yet, so we'll see. Now, because I'm going from a lighter brown to a darker brown, I'm just dabbing my ink off on my paper. And I'm not worried too much about transferring those colours, but if I did it the other way around, I would definitely clean my stamp in between. There you go. So that doesn't look too bad either. So you can do 2 different colours together, okay? But as you can see, it's a little bit hard to line that one up, but it doesn't matter too much because you're going to die cut it. So don't be too worried about that. Okay, and then, so we'll clean those ones. You'll notice that the ink will stain, the brown inks, they will stain a little bit on your photopolymer, just because they're highly pigmented, so they'll hold a little bit of the colour, but that's okay. They don't damage your stamps. As long as you clean that surface ink off, they'll be fine. All right, and then just quickly some berries. We've got the little berry stamps here. So we'll quickly do some of the berries. Now, I can't remember which way I did this, which I found was the easiest the other day. I'll stamp 3 of those, and then we'll stamp off. And we've got to line these up. I think, is it that way? Yeah, that's it. Oop, stamp off, nearly forgot, and just line them up. They're quite easy to do, the little berries. There we go, aren't they cute? Cute little berries. All right. Oh, hey Navon. Great to have you with us. It has been a while. Yes, you've been so busy, have you? Oh, well, it's lovely to have you back. Thank you for taking time to come and visit us. You like the way that I did the 2-step stamping? Yeah, it's different people do it different ways. Some like to do the darker image first and then the lighter, and some do it the other way around. And sometimes I find it depends on the stamp itself, because some stamps are easier to do one way than the other. All right, now I have got some already die cut here. I've got some of the larger bells die cut as well. So we might use some of those that I already have die cut just to make it a little bit quicker. And then we might need to die cut some of the additional pieces. So these are some of the ones that I prepared earlier when I was playing yesterday. So we'll see which of these we can use, but we might need to do some extras. And I don't have any more little bells die cut, so we might need to die cut some of those. I might just trim this cardstock down a tad. Give myself a nice straight edge this time in case I need to use this cardstock for something else, rather than hack into it with my scissors. There we go. Okay. All right, so we've got a variety of colors. Oh, I don't have any of these ones die cut, but what I was thinking was I do have, so let's pull out the dies. Okay, I do have some of these ones die cut in, but I think they're going to be the wrong color. I think I did them in Granny Apple Green, but I think they might be the wrong color. But let's see, we'll just keep them out to see. Then we've got these leafy ones here, but I think they're going to be too big for what I want today. But what we can do is we can also die cut any of the some of the DSP pieces. So we've got some of these pieces which have got the gold in them too, so they might be nice to die cut some of those as well. So let's do a little bit of all of that. We might use those ones that we have there, and we'll see if we need those ones. We might not need those ones, and we're probably only going to need 1 or 2 bells. So I'll just let's see, I like this bell here. That little one there, so we might die cut that one. I don't think I have any berries die cut. Actually, I might use the embellishments today rather than the die cut berries, but that's okay. I'll save them for another project. Whoops. Got them all in my little tub over here. Okay. Hey Vicky, how you going? Great to have you with us. All right, so we might die cut these ones. Because I'm going to die cut them one at a time, I'm just going to separate them so that I can fit them through my mini machine. All right, so we'll do some of those and that one. Those ones I think we'll save. And I'm wondering about using some of these pretty ones. I love these ones, actually. And these ones are beautiful as well. But these ones give a different color. So maybe if, let's see, we've got a couple over here. So let's cut out some of these ones over here, which we can then die cut. Just go around these ones very carefully. Okay. Should see my desk right now. Oh my goodness, it's so messy. Go around these ones. Now this little single bell, we do have a die for that, so don't chop into that one or save that one because we can use him for another project. Okay, there we go. So I'll keep that one because we'll die cut that one another day. That is a bit of a scrappy piece. Oh, you could use that for something, maybe. Okay, and we've got that piece and that piece. All right, let's see. We'll grab our mini machine out. And we'll do a little bit of die cutting and then we'll piece everything together and it will be beautiful. Okay, so we've got our two large bells. We need our small bell. Where are our dies? There they are. Okay, so we've got our small bell. So we'll just line our die up around our bell there. There we go. Hopefully I got that lined up. Okay, and we'll do one of these big leafy images. Jean said, the only time my work area is not messy while I create is when my sister is here cleaning up for me. Oh, I love that, Jean. You make me feel so much better about it. Thank you. Yes, I mean, you know, we've got to get messy when we craft, don't we? I think it's all part and parcel of the creative process, isn't it? All right, and let's see if we can die cut. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to fit on there at the same time or not. This one, nope, not that one. Wait, maybe this is the wrong one that doesn't die cut. This one? No. Oh, this one doesn't match with the dies. I thought that one did, but it doesn't. Is it definitely not that one? No, it's too big. Oh, I thought that one matched up with the dies. That one doesn't. Okay. Well, we could fussy cut that one if we wanted to. All right, let's see. Oh, that one I've already got in the machine. What about this one? Does this one line up with the dies? No, that one doesn't either. I must have pulled out the wrong piece of paper that matches up with the dies. I know the bells do. Let me see. Where's that other one? Well, hang on. Let's die cut these two first anyway. We've got to get them cut out. So let's just do that. Oh, I need the top plate on. That would be helpful, Mandy. Good job. Here we go. All right. Okay, great. So we've got some leafy bits. We've got our little bell that cut out beautifully. Fantastic. Oops, I've got a floating die here. Better put that back before I lose it. And you know what I need to have had out? I need to have had out my magnetic tray to chuck all my dies in so I didn't have to keep putting them back on my sheet every time. And then I could have just put them back on the die sheet once I finished. But I didn't think to grab it out today. That's okay. That's okay. Has anybody else got this this suite yet of products? Let me know in the comments if you've already got it. Now I think I'm going to die cut another one of those actually. And was it that one or that one I liked better? I think it was this one. Oh no, that one. We'll do that one. And let's see, I might need another one of these ones. These ones. So I've got a couple of those, but I don't have another one of those ones. So let's just do one of those. Now, as I said with the bell, doing that in different colors, you can also do these ones in different colors as well. The leafy images, if you wanted to. You can overlay a couple of those greens together. I haven't been too adventurous with that just yet, but you could definitely do that. Oh, there we go. All right, so as I said, I've only just started playing with this on the weekend, and this is only my second card today that I've made using this suite. So, but I'm loving it very much. We will see if we can find some of those DSP pieces to die cut using the dies, because I know that some of them do coordinate, but I think I just pulled out the wrong one. Trim that off so that goes through the machine. Okay, let's just die cut these ones. And then we'll have a look at that DSP again and work out which sheet it is that coordinates with the dies. So I know that there is definitely one that does. Okay, so we've got another one of those, another one of those. We've got a couple of different colors of the different leafy images. So that's great. All right, now this time I'm going to leave out that die and this die, because I'm going to pull out that DSP and work out which paper it is that coordinates. Now hang on, I've got my vellum all mixed in here too, so let me just organize myself over here for a moment. I'm glad you all can't see my other desk. Oh dear, stuff everywhere. All right, is it this sheet? No, that's the same. No, that's a different one. Okay, maybe it's this one that die cuts. Haha, this is the one. This is the one. Nope, this one. Yes, okay. So that's where I got, where I stumbled, I should say, because this piece and this piece are very similar, only that this one's got the bells in it. So, and the leafy images are a different size. Okay, so all of these ones are a different size. It's this piece here that matches up with the dies. So, let's see if I can cut out some of these that will match up. In fact, did I already have a piece of this that I had chopped? Let me just double check. I did. I knew I had chopped some yesterday. Okay, so we can do this one. So I'm just going to roughly go around there. Just being careful not to cut that other one because I want to salvage that. Okay, so that's that one. Good. This one is this one. That one is that one. And then we've got, oh, this one's chopped off the top. Actually, did I already have one of those die cut? Or did I use it? I feel like I had one of those die cut yesterday, but I might have used it. It's my little, oh, I had partial one of those cut. I had one of the double bells cut. Look at that. No, I didn't have one of those ones die cut already. Okay, that's all right. That's okay. It's all good. We might need to get one of the fern, the pine leaves off this one. That one is almost, but not quite. This one, these ones are going to be right smack bang in the middle. That's all right. I'm going to use this sheet as my die cutting sheet because I still have another 12 by 12 sheet of this. So I can keep it as a whole piece to use as backgrounds. And then this one can be my die cutting sheet. There we go. Okay, we'll keep those pieces. Sometimes you have cards where it doesn't matter if the image goes off the edge because you might cover it up with something else or you might tuck it behind something. So just because those images are off the edge, don't think that you can't use that paper. So don't throw it out. Keep it because you'll be able to use it for different projects. All right, so we've got a set of bells there. In fact, these ones I had fussy cut because we don't have a die that does both bells together like that with the little bow. Because I was going to use that on a project yesterday, but I ended up using the stamped bells. Okay, so let's do these ones here. We'll see how many we can fit on. I'll turn it a little bit at an angle. So I will use my washi tape to hold these dies in place to make sure I get this cut correctly. There we go. Okay, so we've got this one. See how many of them we can fit. See if we can fit all three. I'm not sure if we'll fit all three. If I was using my large machine, we definitely could. But on the mini, we have a smaller cutting platform. So, okay, that one. And then, oh, we might just do it. Look, we might. I'll just grab my, I'll grab my Post-it tape. To adhere that one. In fact, let's bring the plate off the platform so that I can line that up. And you can just see the stem through those little holes there at the bottom. There we go. Okay, I fit all three. Yay. Okay, this hopefully will be the last of the die cutting, and then we can start putting our card together. Oh, I've got that die a bit close to the edge. It doesn't want to grab the plate. I've got that just a bit too close to the edge. Let's see if I can shimmy that down a little bit. Oh, my die moved. Dull. Okay, stay. Move this one down a bit. This one down a bit. So I'm going to move this one down a bit. Right, I'm just going to stagger my plates a little bit to help it to grab at the end there as well. As they say, make like an E. So the middle plate is set back a little bit from the bottom plate and the top plate, and that makes it easier for the rollers to grab onto your plates as it goes through. There we go. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. So pretty. And we've got that gold in there. Oh, gorgeous. That one is a good die cut, that one. And that one, this one's a little bit off, but that's okay. We can still use that. My die must have moved. That's all right. That happens, doesn't it? All right. So does anybody else do Christmas in July? Let me know in the comments. Not necessarily celebrate, but maybe you start your Christmas cards around this time. Has anyone else started their Christmas cards yet? Or other Christmas projects perhaps? Not necessarily Christmas cards, it could be other Christmas projects that you've got going. Let me know in the comments. So I often don't start this early, but I'm excited to start this early this year because hopefully it'll help me to get more done before the last minute, because I'm always scrambling at the last minute. All right, so we have got all of these elements now, and we've got our card base. Alrighty, now we didn't end up using that one because that was the wrong size, wasn't it? Yes, because we did those ones. All right, so they're our goldy ones. And then these are all of our stamped ones. You know what I was thinking too, and I haven't tried it yet, but I'd like to. But I thought today wasn't the day to test it. But I'm wondering if when you stamp the detail of these, if you stamped it in Versamark and then embossed it in gold, what that would look like. Because I thought that that might be something really beautiful as well. All right, so if we have those there like that, then I was thinking we can use a variety of the different images. So we could have bells potentially up here, or the bells actually could come, the bells could come off the side there, couldn't they? They could come off there. Actually, if we went this way, could tie them there on with the string, maybe with the twine, maybe have them like that. I don't know, I've got all these different ideas going on in my head. And then these, I was thinking we could tuck them. Okay, so if we use vellum here, we're not going to be able to tuck the leaves in behind there so much because we're going to be able to see them behind the vellum. So if I use that tag, then I would have to probably put them there like that. So maybe we need to use the vellum in a different way. We could move that down a little bit and pull them up a bit. Not sure. This part of it, I'm making it up as I go. The idea was to have that in the middle. But yes, this vellum layer, as much as I love it, I don't know if that's going to work. We might need some cardstock in there, I'm thinking. Or some other DSP. Could you die cut a very vanilla label the same as the vellum to lay behind it? Ah, that's a good idea, Amber. Yes, why did I not think of that? Very good idea. Let's do that. Okay, so here is a piece of vanilla. I'll grab that label. That's a brilliant idea. And we can still use the pretty vellum. Oh, you just like it as it is, Rose? It is beautiful, isn't it? It's a really nice layout. Yeah, you definitely could use it just as it is. And then you could add just a little bit of bling and maybe some ribbon, and it will be gorgeous. Okay. I think I need to clean my plates or get new plates for my my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, because I keep getting little bits of yucky off the plates. All right, so let's have a look now if we put that behind. Ah, yes. Let's line up the hole. Oh, yeah, I did. I have it had it lined up. Yes. Beautiful. So we can still see that gorgeous vellum, but we can now tuck things in behind there. I think the sentiment would look beautiful embossed in gold. I just don't know if we're going to have time for that today though. But I did have my gold embossing powder out just in case. All right, so now we can tuck some of these behind here. What if we did a combination of the stamped and the DSP ones? And just lay all these different ones down and see what we like the look of. And do like a bit of a cluster. That looks nice. Okay, what about down here? We could do this and then maybe some of this. And what was the other one we had? Those two. And that's the darker one of that. That might be too much olive though. Oh no. Do we need this one in the middle with the gold in it? Pull these ones out a little bit. Yeah, something like that. What does everybody think? Or we could put an extra one of these down the bottom because we've got that one there. So what if we change this color? Okay, we'll put this one down here. And then we'll change that one to this color. Or actually, I really like this one. I like the colors in this one. It's more vibrant, isn't it? And then we could have a lighter one. It's just a matter of playing around with the colors, really, isn't it? Like, you could do whatever because they all go together so beautifully that it wouldn't really matter what your cluster looked like. I think it would put some sparkle on the pine. Oh, definitely, Jenny. I love that idea. Yep. You could, and Jenny also said you could put the bells hanging from the label, then pop the other things on. Yep. So we've got the stamped bells. We could still have the bells here. We could just have, could we just have a single bell? Would that look weird? I think we need the double bells, don't we? We need two bells. Need two bells like that. What do you think? I'm loving the layering of the leaves, and I think that we could definitely do that and then work out where to put the bells, or if we even need the bells. Do we even need the bells? Maybe we don't even need the bells. Maybe just greenery. But we could put the bells even hanging from the bottom of the. Could we tuck the bells under there? Have them coming out from under the label as well. I don't want to cover up too much of this pretty greenery here that's got the gold in it though. Well, we're getting there. I'm liking how that's looking. It's looking pretty good. I might adhere these, all the greenery because I'm liking how that's looking. And as I said, like we've got all this different greenery. You could just really layer it however you wanted to. I do have these die cut, or not die cut, but fussy cut bells as well, which we could use. But I might just adhere all the greenery first while I've got it all in place. I'll take that away. Oh, but I haven't adhered my label yet. But that's okay. Maybe what I'll do is I will just adhere all of the greenery to the label first, and then adhere the label to the card. So I'm just going to pop a little blob of glue under each of those leaves to just get that cluster sort of to adhere together. And I'll do the same up the top here while I've got them all layered in the right spot. Actually, let's turn this upside down. I'll do it exactly the same way. So just put a little dab of glue here and a little dab of glue there, just to get them to all adhere to one another. Now, if you wanted to shape these, of course, you could shape them. I'm just actually sticking them together. And then if that is adhered to the label, if I adhere them to the label, then I can just simply stick the label, can't I? So let's put a dab of glue under there, adhere that to the label. So I think they're in a pretty good placement. Just don't want them to overhang the edge of the card there. All right, and I'll pop some under here. We'll get, whoa, slippery dippery. Get them to adhere there to the label. Well, it looks like they're adhering where they want to go. I do need to move them up a little bit though, because they're a bit too close to the edge. There we go. I just want to see a little bit of the edge of that label. There we go. Okay. So they are now adhered to the label, but they're just adhered, they're just kind of tacked there. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit more glue. I'm just going to sneak some dabs of glue in under there to just hold them firmly so that they're not going to come unstuck. There we go. So this is how we construct. Construction 101. There we go. Now, if you had the label already die cut, you could just, as you saw, I like to line everything up on the card to see how it's going to look first, but you could just adhere them to the label like that. So you've got mine as a template now. Now, if we wanted to, we could pop that up on dimensionals. But I think what I'm more going to do is stick that one down flat, and then I will adhere this one up above that at a, or do we want both of those at, ooh, maybe we want both of them mounted up. I might do both. All right, I'm just going to adhere this bit here, that stem just there. All right, so let's pop this up on dimensionals. There's our current on-the-go dimensionals. And you can see how that hole, where that hole was, I've covered it up with one of the elements there. So we don't need to worry about that hole there now, because I didn't want to put ribbon on that layer. All right, lots and lots and lots. We might put some dimensionals under some of these layers as well, just so that they are nice and secure to the card. so they don't get caught or anything like that when somebody opens up the card. There we go. And this little one here, we might use a mini Stampin' Dimensional on that one there. There we go. Okay, I think that should be good. All right, let's take all of those off from there. It's really fun to play with this suite because there's so many elements in it that you can use. And I just absolutely love all of the different leaves, and you've got the bells and you've got the extra dies. Like, you can just do so much with this suite. It's beautiful. And if you don't want the whole suite, you don't have to get the whole suite. Just get the parts of it that you like, or even just get the designer series paper and just die cut or fussy cut those pieces, because it's just so beautiful. All right, make sure I'm opening the card the right way. Okay, let's pop this label on. There we go. Beautiful. Now we need to adhere these two pieces together, and because we've got vellum that's going onto cardstock, we want to make sure that we're going to adhere the vellum where it's going to be hidden by other elements, for instance by this layer here. In fact, you know what I'm going to do with this layer? I'm actually going to run a bit of ink around the edge of that just to make that stand out a little bit. So what color did I don't even remember what I stamped that in. Does anyone remember? Was it Mossy Meadow? I think it was Mossy, but I might go around it with a lighter color, with the old olive. And in fact, this time, I think rather than use my sponge dauber, I'm just going to dab my ink on the edges just to give a very fine little delicate border. Curve it around the edges and just go dab, dab, dab on those straight edges. Just curve it a little bit around. There we go. That gives us a nice little border. Just being careful not to smudge that ink. All right, I might put that down on a scrap just so we don't get it all over the desk, or let that ink just dry a little bit. It just gives us a nice little border. Saves adding an extra layer, but just gives it that little bit of something and lifts it off the other very vanilla piece. I'm just going to use my chamois to get some of that green off my fingers again. Spreading the green love today. Okay, let's pop that over to the side. All right, now all these extra little leafy elements. Where's my lid for my glue? There we go. Let's cap that. All these other leafy images, I'll just pop in my little container and I'll keep those for another project. And then we just need to work out about the bells, what we want to do with the bells. Okay, and while my sentiment, the ink on my sentiment is drying, we'll work out about our little label here. So I can run some tape along the center there, and then I might use some, you could either use little dabs of glue, or you can use, just have to be careful about using too much glue on vellum because it can cause it to curl. Now I know that my sentiment label is going to go across the center, so I think I'm just going to run some tear and tape along the center there to hold that portion. And then with the other bits, you can either use glue dots behind some of those elements, or just use a little dab of glue behind where the printed part of the image is. But we don't want to use too much because we don't want it to show through, especially where it's lighter. So I'm just going to use some just near the edges on those printed parts and hope that that doesn't show through. And if it does, then I might need to get out the glue dots. Okay, so take that tear and tape off across the center. Line up this end because that's where the hole is, so that'll be the easiest part to line up. And then as we go, line the rest of it up. Beautiful. All right, now let's have a look. So we've got that tear and tape across the middle. Now that'll be obvious, but that's okay because we're putting a sentiment over that. But hopefully the glue on those extra little pieces where it's printed with the detail, you can't see the glue. Fantastic, can't see any of that glue. That's awesome. Beautiful. So I could have just used glue across the middle too. But I didn't want to use too much liquid glue because I do find that it wants to curl the vellum up a little bit. Okay, fantastic. Good. All right, now I'm going to pop that one up on dimensionals over the top of that there. So let's grab those dimensionals out again. How's everyone going? Oh, dinner time for you, Rose? No worries. This has gone a little bit longer than I expected. I was hoping this one was going to be much quicker today, but it's all good. Thanks so much for joining us, Rose. All right, so we're going to put some dimensionals just across the center and top and bottom. Okay. Oh, you do do you do this? Jody's saying, oh, sorry, Jenny said, put some sparkle on the pine, perhaps. Yep. And then Jody said, I do that as well sometimes, but I'm not sure, Jody, if you're referring to what Jenny said or to what I just did. So I'm not sure, yeah, which you're referring to. So, but that's okay. All right, so let's pop that layer on. Love it. And then this piece is going to go across there like that. And do we want to mount that one up too? Let's mount that one up too. Let's have all the layers today. Oh, now actually before I do that, I need to decide what I'm going to do with this hole. If I'm going to add some of the ribbon. Oh, I didn't use the, I forgot about the ribbon that came with the suite, which is the very vanilla satin ribbon. This is a very thick ribbon, this one. So this one's not going to go through the hole there, I don't think. I think this will be too big for the, let's see if we can even get it through. I don't think it will. It might. No. Ah, it was using the ink to color the edges of the labels and the layers. Ah, right, Jody. Yes. It's a good tip, that one, isn't it? Yeah. Years ago, I used to always do like an extra layer behind every label and things, and I was always having to, you know, like if it was a weird shape like this, like you'd have to fussy cut, and sometimes it didn't turn out so well. And so yes, I like the inking idea. It's so much easier. Okay, so I did get that through, but I'm just thinking, I don't know if that will go in. I don't know how that's going to go. I was thinking if I tied that in, and if I tied that, how would that look coming out from the edge there? Is it going to be too heavy? That's probably going to be too heavy, isn't it? Take that carefully back out of there. I have already stuck that down. Just wondering how I can incorporate the ribbon now because I didn't think about it early enough. Not up there. It looks like it frays quite easily, this ribbon too, so I have to be careful with the ends of it. If I put it there, then it's going to cover up the prettiness of that there. I can't slide it in under there. So I think I've missed my opportunity to use the ribbon on this card, but that's okay. We'll use it on another project. That's okay. Just know that it's available, and it is part of the suite if you would like it. That's okay. We'll use it. Actually, could I use it behind? I could use it across there behind the sentiment label, but I would need to do something with the end because it's wanting to fray. Wait, they are my sharper scissors. My sharp scissors that aren't that sharp anymore. Oh my goodness. These ones are going blunt. Let's see if I banner the ends of the ribbon, then it won't fray. I didn't do that very well. But I just wonder if I do that and then put that behind it, will that work? Whoops. I didn't banner that very well though. I'll have to do that again. Or do I just leave the ribbon off this project altogether? Yeah, I didn't do that very well at all. That's very, very bad. That's okay. It's a bit hard when my scissors are going blunt. There we go, that's better. What do we think? Ribbon or no ribbon? Do we add the ribbon? And if I banner it at the other end as well? Ribbon or no ribbon? Ribbon's nice. I don't mind the ribbon. Let's cut the other end and just see. May as well go all out, Amber said, and add the ribbon. There's lots going on this card, isn't there? It's very busy. Still haven't worked out if we can fit the bells on yet, though. Maybe we'll have ribbon and no bells. Okay, did you see how I did that? So to get that bannered end even, I've just folded the ribbon in half and just trimmed from the point up towards the center, and then that gives you an even banner with your ribbon. There we go. Well, we could use that, couldn't we? And when you banner the ribbon like that, it actually stops it fraying. Most of you probably already know that. You probably already know that tip. All right, well, let's do that, and then we'll add that over the top like that. And then we've been able to incorporate the ribbon. What do you think? What about gold thread? Jenny said. Yes, well, I did have the gold. I've got the fine gold ribbon out from the silver and gold. What's it called? Silver and gold and silver trim combo. I did have that out. We could still incorporate a little bit of that perhaps as well with the, maybe with the bells. I don't know. Hey Jenny, how's your leg feeling today? Sorry, I forgot to ask you that. How are you going? I hope you're resting and taking things easy. There we go. So yeah, so we do the ribbon, or we can somehow incorporate this gold trim. The gold thread that we used to have, I think it's not available anymore. We used to have gold and silver thread, but I think this is the only gold that we have now from memory. Well, we do have, what do we have in the other trims? I don't have my other box out of ribbons and trims out, but there is this one. We could do a little bow. Let's do a little bow, potentially. And yes, there is a lot happening on the card, yes. Try this. All right. So we could instead, if we didn't have that, we could have that across there. And then we could have our bow. We could put a little gold bow on here. Obviously not with such long ends. I would trim them. Have a little gold bow there. I'll have it at a slight angle. Or we could incorporate the little bells. We have the bells. The bells could come from, I don't know about those bells. I don't know. We could tie a bell on here. Or we could just have the bell. We could just not have the bells. We don't have to have the bells on this card. It could just be a card with greenery. And I do have the bling still as well. I haven't incorporated the bling into it yet. So we do have the bling to go as well. Maybe if we had two little bells, rather than the big bell and the little bell. Or do we just leave the bells? Just a nice bow, you think, Jenny? Oh, Amber says she thinks the satin ribbon actually helped to lift the sentiment off the busyness of here. Yeah, that's actually true too. Jenny said her leg is okay, just resting. That's good. Oops, I just lost your comment. Where did that go? The hole to connect. I'll thread it through the hole to connect the bells. Yeah, I was wondering about that too. Well, what if we did that and then, whoop, it's wanting to stick to my fingers. I've got it up the right way. Oh, haven't got it up the right way. It is, the satin ribbon does seem to be shinier. Well, actually, does it have a right way or in a wrong way? Yes, it is shinier on one side, just ever so slightly. Yep, it does help to break it up a little bit, doesn't it? Lifts it off the background there. Could do that, and then, all right, can we do something with this and somehow connect the bells to, how would we do that? Let's see. I don't know how we connect the bells on there. I can't envision it. Why can't I envision that? I think my creativity is waning today. I got as far as I've got, and then now everything's just like, what else do I do? Oh, I can't get that ribbon through that hole. Make that hole a bit bigger. The ribbon actually doesn't want to go through that. It's too small. Okay, that's not going to work. All right. Well, let's see. What else can we do? That. I don't know. I don't know. Or do I put, do I just put these here and then, I'll see if I can get them to sit first. Like that. And then I'll just tie a bow and put the bow at the top of them. Stick the bow on top. Just need a little bow, don't we? Oh, Dimity says bells. She likes the bells. Yep. Okay, so if we had a little bow, then we could put the gold bow on the top. Oh, it's going to almost cover the Christmas though, isn't it? It's a bit close. What if we put... it's a tricky one, isn't it? Or what if we just put an embellishment on top of the... I feel like I need to stick this Christmas. I think if I lift that up a little bit on dimensionals, it will lift it off here. But I am second guessing that ribbon. Yeah, I'm not sure about the ribbon. I don't know. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick this on. I'm going to get some mini dimensionals. We're going to adhere that on and then we'll fiddle with the bells. We'll decide. Okay. Okay. Oh, I might put an extra one just there. All right, let's adhere this label. And then we can add the finishing touches. Okay, so we're going across there like so. There we go, we've got the hole available if we need to use that. Otherwise, we can just put something on there to cover that up. Okay, so that is all stuck and done and good. Now, bells. Right, so now that's one less moving part that we have to worry about. What if we did the big bell under and the little bell over? Doesn't really make much difference, does it? Because we're going to need to put something at the top anyway. Let me just see, what would it look like if I put a berry there at the top? Or, here's another idea. Oh, you like them there, Dimity? What if we had the twine like this coming up from behind the bells? No, that might look weird, mightn't it? I don't know. I kind of want to have the bells on there, but I'm trying to work out what is the best way to attach them. Unless I grab out some linen thread, not linen thread, sorry, baker's twine, and then we somehow incorporate this gold in a different way. Let me grab that. Just see. Okay, so we do have baker's twine in vanilla. Here is a packet that looks a lot nicer. It's just, I've almost used up this one. So I'm wondering if we can do something with that and somehow incorporate the gold as well, but I'm not sure quite how. Or, you know what we could do? Why don't we just sit them under here like that, and then we could just put an embellishment there and an embellishment there and have them under there like that. And then maybe we can have some gold ribbon coming down with the bells, sort of hanging down with the bells. If I can get that under there, sort of have that hanging down with the bells. How would that look? Maybe not so long. maybe something like that. And then just put embellishments there. So still popping the gold in there, but not actually tying them as such. Problem with this ribbon is one side is solid gold and the other side has got vanilla in the middle and just gold on the edges. So it's, I could do 2 separate strips though. Yes, you like that idea, Jenny? Ah, cool. Oh, Dimity said yes too. Okay, so maybe that's the way we need to go. All right, so what color bling do we want on the ends? Do we want clear or do we want red? Oh, I like the red. And then we could put some berries in there too. Let's do some red. I'll just put them on there gently in case we change our minds. There we go. And then let's use some of these 3 berries. I haven't used any of these yet. And we can put some berries here and there. Let's make this, make lots and lots of berries. There. How about that? Something like that, and then we'll attach these together. These little bells. I think we're getting somewhere, guys. I think we are getting somewhere. Okay. Okay, we'd adhere those 2 together. And then if we just slip them up under there like that. Yep. Okay, good. Let's just make sure they stick. I'll add a bit more glue in under there. Just a little squirt. Make sure they stick well so that they're not going to come apart on us. And then, so I love those berries. How great do they look? They look so awesome. And then if we cut some of this ribbon, now I would like the, do you want the vanilla and gold or just the gold? I like the vanilla and gold. So what I might do, you know what, I might cheat and cut, which do we want? Maybe let's just cut two separate strips because nobody will know except you and me. And we can attach them like that to the tops of the bells and then have them coming down. Let's grab a glue dot. All right, I think we've got there. I think we've worked it out. Oh my goodness, only took half an hour to work it out, but you know, it's all good. It's part of the creative process, isn't it? Okay, so I'll put a glue dot on there and let's have the ribbon come down sort of like that. With the bells. How would that be? And then we can slip that under there. I'll put another glue dot on top. Another glue dot on top of there. And then see if we can slip that in under there. And there we have it. I think that's it. I think we got there in the end. All right, let's press that in place. There we go. Okay, that turned out okay. Now I'm just going to sneak a little bit of glue under here to hold that part of the bell just in there on that layer. And I'm going to put a dimensional under here, under this side, to hold that one. Oh, where's my larger ones? Might actually need 2, I think we need 2 layers of dimensional. We need 2 layers because we're already up on a couple of layers just there. Yep, 2 layers. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, yep. Okay, so we'll take the backing off that one and sneak that in under there. Just gonna make sure we don't see that from the front or from the side. Yep. Take the top off. Attach that there. There we go. All right, finished. Now I didn't add any extra bling. Some of you ladies were saying add extra bling. Oops. Let me just roll my gold back up before I lose it. Before I lose the lot. Alrighty, there we go. So what do you think? I think now that we've got the bling on there and we've got the little bit of gold ribbon, I don't think we need to add any more extra bling to anything because we've got the little tiny bits of gold showing through in the DSP there. So I'm not sure if you can, and we've got a little bit of gold here and here. So can you see that? I think that turned out quite well. We got there in the end. So, and we were able to incorporate those bells somehow, just not how we first thought, but it turned out, yeah, it turned out really well. Lots and lots of elements on that card. I'm just having a look to see that everything has adhered as it should. Yeah, there we go. We got there in the end. Yay. Now, I'll quickly show you another card that I made on the weekend, which we are going to be doing a variation of. Hang on a sec. I've got to cap my glue. We will be doing a variation of this other card in my Christmas in July card buffet. It's not going to be exactly this one, but it's going to be a little variation. And this one here that I created on the weekend, this was a cased card from Gail Ellis, and I just changed up Gail's design a little bit. I used some different DSP to what she had used. I did my cluster a little bit differently. I used different ribbon, added the bling. I used the DSP rather than the die cuts, and I used the deckled rectangle dies rather than the old stitched rectangles. So anyway, so this one, a similar one to this, will be one of the cards that we will be creating in my card buffet, my Christmas in July card buffet, which is coming up very soon. The RSVP is going to be this Wednesday the 17th. But there you go, there's 2 different beautiful cards. As I said, this one was inspired by Gail Ellis, and this one was inspired by the card layouts or sketch layouts in the annual catalogue. So 2 very different cards using that suite. So there you go. Oh, I'm glad you all like those. Thank you so much for your help. All right, let me flip the camera back up. Just bear with me one moment while I just do that, and I'll finish telling you about what's coming up. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm just getting this ready. Bear with me one moment. Just readjust everything. All right, and we will flip those cameras. There we go. Okay, let's readjust that. All right, so with my Christmas in July card buffet that is coming up, it'll probably be, well, I probably won't be having any classes next month in August because my son gets married next month. So next month is going to be a crazy month. So I'm not sure if I'm going to fit in a class anywhere in August. But so my Christmas in July class might be the last one till September. So be sure that if you would like to come along, then be sure to register for that. Now, if you would like more information about the projects from my card buffet and you are not local, but you are in Australia, let me know. I might be able to yeah, help you out with that. So yeah, definitely let me know. We're going to be doing a range of different projects, and it's going to be super, super fun. They'll all be Christmas inspired, of course. And look, my brooch does kind of match. Oh, it's twisting. There we go. My brooch kind of does match our card today. So there it is up close. Can you see all the gold bling now in the light? Twist that light a little bit. You see all the gold blingy bits. Yeah, it turned out really well. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. So thank you all for your great tips as we went along. I love that you always help me with putting together my cards when I get stuck on things and what to add and where to put things and embellishments and all of that. So thank you so much. You make it so much more fun when you are with me when I'm crafting. So so that's coming up. Remember to check the online exclusives for these beautiful products. Remember, it is the what is it called again? I've got my flyer here because I keep forgetting what it's called because there's so many products in the suite. The Seasons of Green and Gold suite. Be sure to look out for it in the online exclusives. It's not in the catalogue. You'll only find it in the online store. So be sure to look out for it there. Now, if you've got any questions or there's anything I can help you with, please let me know. If you love the Stampin' Up products and you would love to get a discount on your products, then please have a chat with me about joining my team. There is no pressure to sell products. You can simply join and purchase the products for yourself for as long as you like. And you'll get an amazing 20% discount on all of your Stampin' Up products. As well as that, we do a lot of things together as a team. We have a great time. There's so many other benefits. If you'd like more information about that, please feel free to get in contact with me. If you would like to purchase the starter kit, it is only $169, but you get to choose your choice of $235 worth of products that you pop in your starter kit, and then you only pay $169. You get free shipping on that order, and then you get to enjoy all the things that I have to offer for my team and that Stampin' Up has to offer us as well. And there's events, and we get free copies of all the new catalogs. We get to order products early. There's so many different benefits of joining Stampin' Up. So if you would like more information on that, oh, and there's no lock-in period, so you can leave at any time. So just so you know that, without any penalties. You don't have to give back your starter kit or anything like that. You get to keep everything. So yeah, so be sure to ask me about that as well. All right, well, I hope that you all have a fantastic week. I will put all of the measurements for this card up on my blog this week, so be sure to look out for that. Here is my blog. It's mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com, and I will have that up there in the next couple of days, so be sure to, I usually have it up by Wednesday. I try to get it up on either Monday night or Tuesday, but it depends on my schedule, but I usually have it up by Wednesday. So be sure to go and check that out. If you've got any questions or there's anything I can help you with, please feel free to let me know. And remember, we have bonus days at the moment too. So if you are shopping in my online store, or if you are purchasing through your own demonstrator, and even us demonstrators as well, we all get the bonus days rewards also. So with every $90 purchase, you will earn a $9 coupon code, which you can then redeem for Stampin' Up products next month in August. That runs until the end of July. So be sure to, if you are putting in an order, check your totals. If you're getting close to the $90, maybe even just add in some cardstock or some adhesive or something like that that you know you're going to use to bump it up over the $90, so you get your $9 coupon and take advantage of that promotion at the moment. All right, well, I'll let you all go. Have a fantastic week. I look forward to seeing you all again next Monday at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So have a great week, everyone, and happy crafting. Bye.